Take two. This is the Mark and Pires Show, day 1,829 in a row on YouTube. Welcome, Drive Time fam and friends. You're on your way into the office. What better than pure inspiration, positivity, live creation, and some real estate advice, right? That's the last tie-in. I am a realtor. Just in case you have any questions that relate to real estate or anything else, my 1775 Bible, the songs I write, my invention, the one and only drum for guitar players, whatever. It's all on the table. Happy to chat with you about anything. I have been here for 5 years daily, every single day, since December 31st, 2018. And what we do here is we live in the moment. This is a threat to the people who run this world. If you could somehow break away from their matrix of lies and separate to the moment that exists, the only moment that exists, you will then be free. And that's what we specialize in here, fam. We specialize in breaking away and getting your soul free for an hour every single day. So we're talking real estate. Question of the day is to buy or to rent. What are we talking about over here? Are you going to spend your money on something you don't get back, you have no equity in, you're just throwing it out the window? Or do you purchase a property and you deal with the labor that goes involved, the intensive maintaining of property in order to one day make a profit? These are questions you have to start to dissect. We're going to do that here today on the Mark and Pires Show, so don't go anywhere. I got Will here from the top. How are you, my friend? So good to see you. I'm not sure if I locked in the other feed on. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, see, let me pop this in real quick so it's at least in the right feed for TikTok, you know? I mean for YouTube. Mark and Pires TV update. There we go. Now let's just make sure we're right on the other one. Yes, that one we're good. So guys, welcome. Welcome to the show. News stories on the way. I've got a few things for you. I don't know if you guys saw, but a certain list was also released. Just saying. You know, I mean, I don't know if you looked at the list. I tried. I still couldn't find the list. Like, wait a minute. The list was released, but I can't find it. I only saw like 3 names on the list. I'm like, where's the list? I want to see the full list. No, we talk about how the list was released. Well, then where's the list? No, you don't have access to the list. You can't see the list. We'll tell you a name or two on the list, but you're not allowed to see the whole thing. I don't think. Has anybody seen the full list yet? Except for the ones that have been, you know, circling around the internet for the last couple of years that may or may not be real. I would like to see it and read it here live. Guys, welcome to the Mark and Pires Show. I got Matt Zabrowski here. He's about to wow, there's something to live for, yeah. Guys, your drive time morning fix, the ultimate live creation and positivity show, the Mark and Pires Show. Let's get into it. Zabrowski wants me to point to him for the woohoo. This is a double-decker woohoo this morning, guys. Double-decker. Oh, sorry, Zabrowski. Here we go. Throwing it to him. Zabrowski! Woohoo time. Okay, let's get it. Right? Oh, man. Zabrowski, you came out of nowhere with that woohoo. I didn't even know it was coming. Actually, it's the one thing that's constant, along with the show that's been here every day for 5 years and going. Matt Zabrowski. He takes a ride in from New York City on a daily basis to give you the woohoo. It's different every day. You guys have to figure out what do we rate that woohoo? You know, like to me, that was a pretty solid woohoo. I'm thinking like 8.6. What do you guys think? I mean, that was a solid woohoo, right? For a morning woohoo. What's that, Zabrowski? Zabrowski, you're not 9 level. Yeah, it's easy over a 9. Not a 9. I'm sorry. It was an 8.3 maybe. Like, I'm being a little critical here because I've been here for 1,829 woohoos in a row. And it was good. It was good. It's just not Grammy worthy, you know? Like, you want to have a woohoo that's Grammy worthy. Matt Zabrowski is the first and only Grammy winner for a woohoo. Look it up, you know? It's Guinness as well. People are like, oh, I loved when I was looking through the Guinness Book of World Records. I saw a certain gentleman named Matt Zabrowski. He's in there, woohoo guy, you know? Got the woohoo of the year. He brings that Grammy in. He's always showing it off here on the show. We're like, come on. You can't be kidding me, right? Oh, goodness. So, process. We're in the process, guys. I'm trying to do a show here, talk about real estate. So, quickly, we'll go through these topics, go through these stories. As I said, this is a call-in show. First Citizens Bank today, 6.561%, Joanne. That's actually not bad, Joanne. Joanne, what the freaking... Joanne has a problem with everything. She's wheezing through the mortgage rates. You know, read of the day. Lady Joanne. You know, Joanne, we're here. YouTube, you got to see who Joanne really is. It's disgusting, you know. Joanne, NBKC Bank. They're also in with a 6.211% APR today. So the other day, as I was saying, I don't know what we're talking about when it comes to daily mortgage rates. I don't get into that. I just decide to send people to my mortgage brokers and let them guide you to the best rates, because this is two rates. You got First Citizens 6.561 and you got 6.211. There's two banks. You know how many banks out there offer mortgages? So you have to get a mortgage broker. Don't go to a mortgage agent. I mean, look, you can if you're comfortable with somebody, but brokers have access to all of the banks. And that's what you're looking for in order to get the best rate. And that's something that's like a little inside secret, I think. You know, there's some people who work for a specific firm. You're like, oh, I'm going to go to Bank of America, and you deal with Bank of America. And then there are mortgage brokers, and they work with, like, you know, every bank that's out there. They could see all the rates. They could determine who they want to try to apply with, where Bank of America is constricted to work with Bank of America. And this is, again, you just should think about these things when you are buying real estate. Who do you limit yourself to one rate? Some people, they put a certain amount of money in their bank account, and that brings their rate down if you stay in-house. That's what they call it. You do that, you keep your money with the bank that you have your savings or your checking. They call it, keep it in-house. And what they'll do is they'll take a quarter point or a half point off of the rate in order to give you what they consider to be a more preferable rate than anybody else is getting from the bank. And sometimes it winds up being very competitive with other banks. And they're able to offer you that discount because they have your money, and they're making more money on your money than these other people are going to make on securing a loan for you. So keep that in mind. But let's get into the topic at hand. Do we want to rent or do we want to buy in 2024? This is the beginning of the year. We have a lot to discuss in this. This is an article that was put out on PBS News. And I think as far as it goes, it's probably as clean cut as you can get for a story being on PBS. So let's see what we have here. That's not the right one. Oh, I think I did it over here. Joanne. You know, see what she's doing? She's always wheezing. There we go. So I found the background, guys. Here we go. Rolling this in. We're going to pop this story of the day up for you. One of them. Actually, I think I only have one story for you today. So, all right. So here we go. Okay. Why renting over buying might be the favored choice in today's real estate landscape. Let's see what this story has to say and if it's accurate, and we'll kind of see if we could dissect what PBS had to say about this. Buying has almost always been favored over renting when it comes to housing. For generations, the prevailing wisdom has been that renting is a waste of money. But what about now? With a tough real estate market characterized by elevated listing prices and interest rates, Jeff Bennett discussed that with David Leinhart, author of Ours Was the Shining Future, the story of the American dream. So Jeff says, is it better to buy or rent a home? Buying has always been favored. Okay, we just read this part. Can we... Literally the same exact line from the intro they used in the first paragraph here. But what about now? David Leinhart has covered the issue for the New York Times. He is the author of the book on the economy called Ours Was the Shining Future, as we just mentioned, the story of the American dream. David Leinhart, thank you so much for being with us. Let's see what he has to say. So considering the daunting real estate market, limited inventory, interest rates for a 30-year fixed somewhere between 6.5 and 7%, A medium home price at $420,000. What is a prospective home buyer to do? Is renting these days actually a better option? So David Lionheart had to say, for most people, it is a better option. That is, of course, if you don't already own. I'm not saying that most people should sell their homes if they own, but if you own, you probably have a good mortgage rate. This is what I was talking to you about yesterday. People who locked in at the low rate have no interest in getting back into the market. Why? You've lost all of your buying power. But for people who don't yet have a home and are trying to make a decision, the economics of renting have not looked this good in a long time. And I understand why people have been so long down on renting. There's even been some shame associated with renting. Well, I don't know about the shame thing. People do what they need to do. Not anybody can go out there and just get a mortgage. So I think that's where we are in history. It's not about shame. It's about keeping a roof over your head and your family's head. And if that means throwing it out the window or owning something, it doesn't matter. It's survival in 2024. So I get rid of the English accent. I think it's terrible. Oh, I think it's important you say. Oh, Christopher Walken. No. Guys, it's important to say, for most people right now who are trying to figure out whether to rent or buy, renting is a smarter option financially. You'll save money, and there's a reason that's, hold on a second. And there's a reason there's so much sense that Americans should never rent, which is we have this huge industry, the real estate industry, that makes a lot more money from selling homes than renting them. And it helps to get out the message that people should buy rather than rent, when in fact, many people should rent. Jeff Bennett said, on the other hand, David rents or a sky high right now. David says rents are sky high. As of November, the national median for a one-bedroom apartment was roughly $1,500 a month. In New York City, it's $4,300 a month. So it isn't throwing money away in the sense that you're not building equity when you're paying that much money. Look, I've had clients who were spending like 10 grand a month in New York City on a rental for years, just hundreds of thousands of dollars go to the landlord. I understand when you can't. Maybe your credit's not good. You don't have the funds to be able to secure a home. So you rent. That I totally understand. But what I'm saying is I could still not understand the upside of renting over buying if you had the option at both. Now, I've heard some people say, if you could buy no money down, then it's a no-brainer to buy. But if it's a put 20% down or rent, sometimes you need to keep money in the bank. You'd rather keep money in the bank than take, just for example, $200,000 out of your bank because you're buying $1 million home. And now you have your $200,000 less cash value in your pocket, and you own this piece of land. It's a house that you can't really do anything with until you turn it around one day. So if you think about that $200K, and let's just say, for example, $1 million house is probably $6,500 a month, okay? You got about 3 years of living there before you put that $200K back in. I don't know. You spent 3 years living there, but at the end of it, you gave them $200K, and you still don't own anything. So I still can't see the upside of renting. Like I said, to me, the renting benefit is if you can't buy, you're like, I'll just get a rental. I'm going to stay. I'll take care of this place. My kids are safe. My wife's safe. And when the market retreats a bit and rates are tenable again, then we'll move in that direction. So what do you guys think about this? Like I said, I'm not a fan of renting, and I am a real estate agent. I know that the whole idea is sell, buy. But the people that are landlords and own property, they really make a killing. That's why I was talking about this yesterday. We had somebody on who says they flip on Clapper. I'm like, man, I do want to get some people on who flip homes to just talk it out. How does somebody who's on the ground level, who has an interest in being a real estate investor, do it? And maybe there are some really useful, beneficial tips that we can get from somebody out there that's doing it and offer that to the viewers of this show. This is a call-in show. So if you're out there and saying, yeah, you know what, I flip homes. I know how the process works. I know how to secure the money. I know how to line up the contractors. I know how to, from there, take it and put it on the market and make an X amount of profit. Here's the formula to make sure this is a good unit to buy or not. Like, this would be really cool. I'm going to see if I could find somebody to share that information with you guys. We've had probably, I've been live for 1,828 days, 29 days in a row today. And we've had maybe 15 interviews, 20 interviews in the whole time. I'd like to interview somebody once a week. I have to assume if you guys enjoy hearing me get into topics and share how I feel about them, you would probably enjoy hearing me question people and ask how they feel about things as well. So if you have anybody in mind you'd like to see on the Mark and Spire show, send a note over. We do a show in the afternoon as well. And my intention would be to keep them short. We get in here, we give you the information, and then in the afternoon we rock out a little on that guitar. But as far as it goes, I do want to see what you guys think about renting as opposed to buying. Do you agree with me that there's no benefit to that? I feel like it is a throwing the money out the window. DM Ryan in the house. You were watching an older show. Oh, you rock, buddy. DM Ryan didn't know I was live. He's watching an older show. I always tell people, oh, thank you so much, Rachel. You're amazing. I always tell people, if you are able to just go back on my YouTube channel and push play on any show. Go back and push play on any show. And there's something you'll get to come away with during the show. You'll say, wow, this is just like every other show. It's just pure fire and energy and positivity. But at the end of it, you'll say, dude, all of that came true. You'll be like, what? He made comedy out of all this stuff, and it all came true. And it's like every day for the last 5 years plus, I've shown up here, and whatever they were telling you in the news, I told you the truth about. And so when you go back and you fact check me, you'll see everything I said came true. And the stuff I said wasn't crazy conspiracy stuff. It was accurately going on, and which is why they kept me from the world for almost going into 6 years. Because everything coming out of this platform was straight truth for 5 years in a row. They couldn't allow you guys to find that. The 209 songs that are on iTunes and Spotify, just push play on any of them. You'll be like, what the? Mandate this? Stop the hate? There's so many powerful songs we wrote. Masked Up. Go check out the song Masked Up. It's freaking fire. But Mandate This is probably one of the best songs I wrote during the Plandemiru. And when we did the Dr. Weasel Fraudshy stuff, I created a character where I was, Dr. Weasel Fraud, where you 5,747 masks. And so I'm a celebrity impressionist, so I do everybody. When these people were out there every day coming, guys, go get your bugaboo, your grandma. You got a grandma. You know, Plandemiru, that's, yeah, I have to come up with my own names. I am the 1775 Bible owner. It's actually sitting right here behind me. What's interesting about that Bible, last night I read some of Psalms. I'm going to be dropping that today on TikTok and on all the other platforms. So if you want to see it first, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch last night's show. A fire show. Every show is ridiculous here, guys. I always try to do an hour. We do 2 hours usually. Last night was just under 2 hours. I went into like a 45-minute rant at the end, just talking about the world, about the reality of the world. And, you know, this is a real estate. I'm trying to keep this real estate related because they won't let me be seen for what I do best, which is to come out here and be me. So I do make a living as a real estate agent. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess if I can't make a living at this, I got to remind people over and over and over, guys, I'm a realtor. Help me at least make money at what I can make money at, because they won't let me make money at this. All the social media platforms have decided to destroy me for the last 1,829 days in a row. And every day I just keep showing up anyway. And to nothing. Like, guys, 5 years in a row, I got 4 people on YouTube right now. 5 every single day for 5 years. I can't get more. 13.4 thousand people on YouTube watch are subscribed. Only 4 get notification when I'm live every day. I know people with the same amount of subs as me, they get 500-600 people, over 1,000 people watch them live. I can't ever get anybody more than 20 people to watch me live for 5 years. And I keep showing up. And I said this yesterday, and this is what you should go watch the show. I'm either insane or I'm here to change this world. You guys have to decide. You have to decide who I am. Does the guy who owned the 1775 Bible speak insanity? Or is he here to change this world, connect us when they want to divide us? This is what makes me so controversial. We were born from a source of light and energy that is so beautiful. It's talked about at length in my Bible from 1775. But we were formed out of this love and light, each and every one of us. We are then sent to this earthly plane to work together, to connect, and become something that we are not willing to do or interested in doing right now. One. We're supposed to become one, work together, lift each other up. When one does well, they bring everybody else with them. We are a selfish society focused on SELF. All we do is focus on what is good for me, instead of what is good for society and for the community at a whole, at a large. And it's sad to see. It is very sad to see. But the reality is simple. What they've done is they've taken our uniqueness. They've taken what makes us special, and they've used it as warmongering tools. Oh, you're different. Let's hate that. Oh, you're different. You should be like this. And they want to force you to be something that you're not. When the real response should be, you are unique, you are beautiful, you should be you. Don't follow and be like that guy wearing the full silver outfit. In 500 years, guys, we're all wearing the same outfits. We're standing in a line. And if you step out of that line, you get tased. Like, we're on our way there. Right now, it starts with free speech. So how do they keep the world going down the tube? Well, anybody who proves to be a threat, because they speak words that are truthful, they will keep you from that person. They'll sideline that person. They'll throw them in an algorithm that they can never get through. So the world never learns about that light. This is an extinguishing of light on this planet. And I know I'm not the only one out there. I know there's other streamers who are pushing out connection, and they're being kept from the world. This is the one show that's been here every day for the last 5 years with a chat where you could connect, where we could all feel something together, which was the intention of our existence in the first place. So YouTube it. Mark inspires. Let's go like this to the man on YouTube and turn this into 5 million people here every day. These people want to win. You want to let them win and beat me? I keep showing up every day and they won't let anybody into the platform. That should piss you off. That's why I put that piece of content out. I am the owner of the 1775 Bible. I create 2 hours worth of amazing content on it. They don't share it. But then people take my content, reading the Bible, the 2 hours of content, and they get 40,000 likes. It's like, okay, proof positive. Mark Pires is a threat. Proof positive that Mark inspires is a threat to society. And that should frighten the hell out of you. How is a positivity guy who's out pushing connection and pure live creation on a daily basis a threat to society? Well, if we could get people to forget about the horse shit in the world for an hour and connect, that's the antithesis of our whole goal here. Our goal is to get them to divide. So these are some of the reasons why I feel like we are kept from each other. Is I say these things and it's controversial for some reason. I don't even understand. They're just words. These are just observations. These are reflections on where we are in this time in history. And at the end of the show last night, it was totally nuts. I went on to this whole thing as I hear that another comedian's being canceled for being funny. And I'm like, what world are we living in that people are listening to morons who have no sense of humor? How is an asshole idiot or group of idiots who have no sense of humor allowed to dictate what comedy is and where the line is in comedy? Comedians have always pushed the limits because they're making fun of what's going on in the real world. They're poking fun at the insanity at all times. If you come along as the insanity and say, you can't make fun of me, you're phobic, or whatever the bullshit comment of the day is, you are the problem. Those people should be just completely dismissed. I'm sorry. Wait, you're trying to cancel comedy? You got your butt hurt. Get the hell out of here. Go take a freaking walk and go turn on some other TV show. This idea that someone with no creative talent and has no funny bone in their body at all can rip down a comedian for being funny, that just explains again where we are in history right now. They tried to do it to Dave Chappelle. He's hilarious. He's poking fun at the insanity of society today. That should not be off limits. That should be adored by the people out there who say, you know what? We are embracing change in this world. But that is pretty freaking funny. Instead, cancel. It's like, no, you have no skin. None. There's a breeze. Oh my gosh, the breeze. I got cut from the breeze. We used to have thick skin when we were younger. Now it's like everybody's afraid to say anything except me. And that's why they keep you from me. I say how it is. This one's another controversial one. Why am I getting into this? 25 minutes into the show and I'm going here. We are one. I told you that. And within that, there's something beautiful. There's something amazing. We're born. Okay, this is an interesting way to think about this. If you think about it in terms of light, think about it in terms of hues and shades. They say that every color is in, I want to say the color white. Every single color is in the color white, even black. So there is no color but white. And what I mean by that is this. We start as light. Light is the purest color there is. And we have one color. It's inside, it's shining out of us as a pure energy. But we on the surface are a single color. White's the bad, it's not even the right, it's not a color. At least it's not our color. I always jokingly say, like, this is white, and I am definitely not white, okay? This is white, I'm definitely not white. I'm a shade of a color, but it's definitely not white. I'm just a shade of a color. And I feel like if we could somehow step back from the world that we're living in today and say everybody is a shade of one color. We're all the same color. Exactly the same color. And we're just shades of said color. To me, that connects us. That doesn't divide us. That doesn't reek of any sort of hate or animosity towards anybody. You're my brother. You're my sister. We look different because that's the point. Doesn't mean anything. I've never ever looked at color because my father always taught me as a kid in the 90s, 80s, and 90s that color doesn't exist. It's people's actions that exist. How people treat you is how they in turn get treated. And because of that, my entire life, my best friends were whatever they were. Never thought about color. I've said many times, and this is one of the interesting things, like you could put me in a room with 1,000 white people. You're what you categorize as white people. And if those people are jerks, I don't even want to be in that room with those people. I get the hell out of that room so quickly. My old manager used to say I'd walk out of a room if people were talking crap. I never noticed I did this. But people would be talking crap about someone in the office. Oh, how does she sell all that real estate? She's not even good. All this weird stuff, right? And I didn't know, but my manager pointed this out at one of our office meetings. I would get up and walk out of the room without saying a word. I'd just stand up and leave. And he goes, you don't even realize you do this, but when people go negative, he goes, it affects you so much that physically you get up and you leave the room. I go, no, I don't. He goes, watch. Next time it happens, you see what happens to you. He goes, now that you know, pay attention. Like, man, it was like clockwork. 3 or 4 people in the back were bickering one day. And this one guy, and I hear it, I feel it, you know? And I just grabbed my shit. I got up and I walked out of there. And as I'm walking out, I closed the door. As I'm walking out, I'm like, oh my goodness, Dave was right. I can't be around negativity. I can't be around lies. I can't be around just like evil, you know? I sense it. You know, an empath is somebody who can feel energy. There's a few things I'm thinking that I could be categorized as, after 1828, 9 days in a row of pure light being delivered to this world. Empath is definitely one of them. The other I'd say is Starseed. I think I was sent here specifically to join you guys on a daily basis and entertain you and to break you away from the matrix. It is a matrix of lies. That's really what it is. It's a concoction that is from the highest levels on down to us. And we have there's no way to get away from it unless you shut off the negatube. That's what I call it. You got to consider and understand that it's the negatube. Everything on TV is intended to keep you distracted and then to bring you down at least one level. So, join a show that's here to connect you to the truth. Join a show that's here to connect you to a community of people who are also in search of real truth in the moment. That's why I love playing music live in the moment, because something happens that's real. Something that takes you to a new level, always. Well, I do have to get going. It is a very busy real estate day for me. But guys, if you need any assistance in the real estate business, please make sure you reach out to me. My phone number, I don't really leave that. But there's a way to call during the show. And tomorrow, hopefully you'll call in for a couple questions we can get into. But I appreciate you. I'll be dropping some more content for you today. Out to go and find some more business listings, hopefully some buyers. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate, send them my way. I can help you anywhere in the United States. It costs you nothing at all. Thank you so much for being here, Rachel, and thank you for the love. I really appreciate that. If you can, head over to YouTube, guys, and just give the Mark and Spire Show a subscribe and hit the notification bells on. We do 2 shows a day, content all day, and the link is in the bio on TikTok. So until tomorrow, well, until later, make sure you hit that bell and they'll let you know. Actually, Telegram, if you go over to YouTube, you should be able to see my Telegram link there. Subscribe to that too, because S-Coop or someone from the Telegram always lets you know when I'm live, except the mornings. Mornings are a little tough. I'm doing this kind of on my own. But mornings at 9 and then the afternoon, somebody will inform you. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you later, okay? Thanks for watching my content and the 1775 Bible. I will be bringing you more content from the 1775 Bible, including the reading of Psalms last night, which was pretty cool. There was a nice connection we made to this show. So see you later. Thanks so much. All right, guys, that's it for TikTok. Let me say good afternoon to you here on the tube. Hopefully I'll be back later for another show. I'm not sure yet, to be honest, because I got a busy day ahead of me, and I plan to go see my dad later, so we'll see what happens. I do want to say thank you for being here with me. DM Ryan making it out. I'm seeing who else is with me. It's kind of hard to get on right now. I'm on the wrong channel, that's why. Let's see what we got here. Are we live still? We are live. To rent or to buy? This is a question. You gotta let me know what you think. Did I get it right? Buying's always, to me, gonna be a better option. I don't know. Until later, DM Ryan, Lil, PB, and if anybody else out there doing a lurkaroo, appreciate you. Please let people know this morning show exists, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then. This is the longest running daily variety show, the Mark and Spire Show. You got to go away. You got to go away. Yeah. See you later. Have a great day. You got to go away. Have a great day, Will. DM Ryan, PB. You got to go. Take care.